Maybe I just pause it.
When does it start? Do you start recording and then go live, or do you go live and then
Well,
start
right
recording?
now we're live. See, and this screen here is live, and I think we're rocking, but we have this covering our faces so they can just see us. It's kind of like we're teasing them, in case someone is live. Can you see Kevin on there? Does it say if anyone is live?
Not that I see.
Not that you see yet.
No concurrent viewers.
0?
1.
Oh, wow.
Oh, 1. Well, we have one viewer now. Now we have to start the show. You were talking about Leafs, though, right? They're playing right now?
Yeah.
And Austin Mathews, you think he looks like Jack White?
Jack White?
Yeah.
Not far off.
I think he looks like with the mustache and stuff,
He looks like
I
a
think
playwright.
I think he looks like Freddie Mercury, to be honest with
You do?
That is.
He doesn't have the
that is
teeth.
Two different people.
you. I know, but he does like the mustache.
What's this guy's name?
Austin Mathews. You can look him up.
Minus,
I can
minus the teeth. Minus the teeth. Like Freddie Mercury with his mouth shut.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
yeah.
got like 1970s player vibe all over him.
Oh, yeah, huge.
Yeah, that's Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, his teeth look like, because is he wearing a mouth guard?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
pushing his lips out.
He's wearing a Freddie Mercury mouth guard.
Freddie
Without his mouth guard, he looks like Jack White.
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury with big quads.
Now we got to get a mouth guard in Jack White.
Yeah.
See what he looks like.
Yeah, like they call him Quadzilla. Like the guy's got legs like size of people's fucking the width of people's hips.
Almost as big as mine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh wait, how many we got now, Kev? Is this
3.
Tres.
3? Oh, 3 people. Well, we should get rid of this logo then. All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to Live from the Dutch Hall. Beaver, I wanted to say before we get the show really going, I wanted to say that I know you're a big Leaf fan, and 2 weeks in a row it was a Leaf game, and you're still here,
Still
right?
here and committed.
Falling on your phone, which I appreciate.
On silent.
Yeah, I'm silent in that. But you're following and everything, and I really appreciate that you're putting that effort in.
Fuck yeah, buddy.
This is the first live stream of Season 8. This is the very first live stream of Season 8, people, and I want you to know something from the bottom of my heart. You guys all come here today. We put together this team. It's a super team we put together. This is a Season 8 premiere, the new setup in the Dutch Hall. We got listeners all around the world, goddammit. All around the goddamn world. We got dairy farmers pulling teats. We got goddamn shop teachers washing dishes, listening to our program. We got people out there who work hard all day long. We got people cooped up with COVID-19 in their homes. The only solace they get is through this program, live from the Dutch Hall.
To listen to our nonsense.
They're dependent on us.
Yeah, they're dependent on you.
Yes.
Beaver puts aside his hockey.
Attaboy.
Kevin drives through God knows what kind of terrain to get here.
Yeah.
He's never even told me where he lives.
I don't even know where he lives. Yeah.
No, no one
It's
does.
a mystery.
He lives in a bubble somewhere, and we don't even want to ask.
Parts unknown.
Parts unknown, like the missing link.
Yeah. Heavy commitment.
Out there squatching.
And then we have a real life Sasquatch right here
Beautiful.
as our guest today. God damn it, it's beautiful.
It is
And what we
beautiful.
need to do is we need to dig down deep. We need to be funny. We need to be insightful. And we need to be goddamn perfect.
And catchy.
But there's only one way to get this thing started.
How's that?
Kevin, you're going to have that theme song button.
All right.
Crank it up.
Oh, is it?
There it is.
Hey.
There it is.
Welcome, everybody, live from the Dutch Hall. We are the greatest podcast ever come out of Pool Shed in Pine Grove, Ontario, bar none. And I believe we're that way just because we are. We don't even need the nocturnal emissions, though they did give a beautiful rendition at the beginning of the program. I'm your host, and I guess I haven't introduced myself very much lately, Pistol Pete Van Dyke.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Oh, thank you for applause. Hey, I got a capture. Where am I? Your host. There I am. Your host, Pete Van Dyke. See, there's me. And we also have in the corner kitty corner to me in the back of the room, it's Derek, the Beaver Van Houten, everyone. And right there working the board, that's Kevin Long Dong Van Dungeon.
Right on.
Take it.
I don't have a nickname for you, eh?
Yeah, we got to work on that yet.
Yeah, we haven't got a nickname for you.
Long duck dong.
Yeah, we do it. And our guest this week is comedian and longtime guest of the show, Tige Wright, everybody.
Right on.
Oh, no. I want to just, we'll say that.
Loving the camera angle, by the way. I just got a glimpse of myself.
What did they do? What do you have? Oh,
No,
look.
what do I have? About 50 pounds too much around the middle, I'd say.
Oh.
Yeah, you spread out over that view right there.
The camera adds 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, man. I hit every
Feeling
button.
good about myself today, too. Sorry.
What do you, should I put it up for you?
Nah, it's fine.
Can you do, like, is it just, should I go more crotch?
Here's the thing.
I think
if that camera,
heavy spotlight right now on him.
If that camera goes up, let's say 8 inches,
Yeah.
I'm still the same amount of fat. So, I mean, I think this is probably the most honest camera angle.
Actually, have you not lost weight?
I've lost quite a bit of weight.
Yeah.
But they can't tell by looking, I guess.
Well, I think you do. You look noticeably different. Like, how much have you lost?
I was up to like 35. So I was like 310 by the time we came back. This time last year, probably.
Oh, really?
And then the last time you saw me, I was down to like 265, and now I'm back up to about 275.
Oh, really? So when you when you came back from LA, you were over 300 pounds?
Oh yeah.
And was it because of the lifestyle that you lived when you were down there?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like what's the life in the day of when you're like, is it very uncomfortable or like
When
compared
I'm
to
that big?
Yeah.
No, I'm like also pretty like strong. I was I was training. Like I was going to the gym.
there was a purpose behind that?
No.
No.
I was just happened to be fat, and also I had a trainer. So both.
So you got like.
So I'm doing wind sprints, but also I'm really fat. I'm flipping tires, but also I'm gross.
You're like 80s wrestler big.
Yeah, we could say that. Yeah.
It's like Doug too. Doug Koning is
Doug's
like
a
a beast, eh?
Yeah.
And like he's still huge, but he's like all like he's gonna kill you now.
I'm not like that. I'm not as solid as Doug. Doug is.
He's like
I'd need like 6 months to get.
He's
back.
formidable,
Mm-hmm.
eh? He's formidable.
He was always strong.
Yeah.
But now he's scary strong.
Yeah, like before he was, and before Doug, for those of Doug Koning, he's been on the show before. He's a good friend of ours. He's
looks like a Gerber baby.
Yeah, before it would be like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man would come. Like he could kick your ass because he was like large, but he's non-threatening. Yeah. It was just like you didn't. But now you fear for yourself because you look like he would tear you apart. Like now he looks like a bouncer or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you see his videos of him like doing any of his strongman stuff, it's bonkers.
Yeah. Those guys are crazy too, eh? The strongmen people.
Oh, yeah. And the it's all diet. Like they got to eat some food, man.
Yeah, but they also are never like ripped, eh? The ripped guys.
Well, the big strongman guys have a 6-pack.
Oh, it's just so much.
It's just it's out here. Like you'll see them. You'll see a 6-pack on their gut.
Is that from
here.
the human growth hormone?
It's just because their muscle, all the stuff behind it.
Oh,
I kind of have that.
Insane.
Hey, like I have a gut. Like there's no question this is a gut. But
Yeah,
I can show you my 6-pack. I can show you like there's ripples that look like muscles, but there's no way it's way out there.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
gut
know.
lifter. I'm a gut lifter. Eh?
I have it too
Wanna
when I
see it?
sit down. Lines,
It just
Ripples.
creases.
folds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, like there's a who's the Eddie Hall? He had one.
Who's the mountain?
The mountain, that's Thor Bjorgensen or something like that. They're actually him and Eddie Hall are boxing. They're doing a fight.
Oof.
I watched Eddie Hall.
The heaviest boxing match in history.
Like what they eat in a day though, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like to them it's a job to eat.
Oh yeah. They have to like eat like 8 meals a day.
And
or
he
something.
says he's got to nap like 3 times a day because they're eating so much. Like they eat, nap, workout.
When I did that P90X thing, me and my wife did that P90X thing one time, and I said I'm going to do it 90 days. I got to do it. No And I was like dying to go to bed at 9 o'clock every night. I just couldn't. You had to go to bed to repair because you're like, you just walking around sore all the time. You couldn't eat enough because you're always hungry, and then, but you were fucking ripped. It was awesome. By the end of it, it was like, I was like, Marvel movie stuff. Like, I felt great. You know?
Major lifestyle change.
Oh yeah. Like, well, at that time I could do so much stuff. Like, just like jump up on a thing, start doing pull-ups and stuff like that. Like, I never could do that.
Can you do a pull-up now still?
I could probably do 3.
3?
I bet you I could do 3.
Really?
Still pretty good. A lot of people can't do 1.
I couldn't do 1.
Do you want what? Is anything strong enough to try? No, I don't want to pull on anything.
I don't know if I'd test out the garage store frame. I don't know if I'd test that out.
I bet you I could do 3 though.
Wow.
I can do 1.
Yeah, you want?
I can do 1.
Yeah, it's like when I started doing it. I had to go on a chair with one foot, and then just do as much, like put as much of my weight not on the chair, but until eventually I didn't need the chair. And then
that's honest. It's build up, right?
Yeah. That's how I started, and then it just when you keep doing it at the end, you're doing like 10, and then I did like 3 months. I think it's 90 days, right? And then we go to Ryan Van Bush's house, and he's got one of these like pull-up bar things underneath his deck. Mm-hmm. He's got one mounted, so I jump up and I do like 10 of them, thinking I'm like nailing it, And then he just jumps up and he starts doing them where they're behind his head and he's side to side,
really?
All these things. Yeah, because he's a trained athlete.
Yeah.
He's got all this muscle memory from all those years of like training for the NHL.
So this was just out of nowhere. Like he wasn't even.
He wasn't trained for nothing. That's just his natural. Like he's just a freak athlete in great shape, and he's all built like to punch you. So he's got all the muscles, that he's got all the muscles to do that exercise.
So just think what he could do in his prime.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. When he started dating my sister, I'm not cool with that,
Nothing you can do to help her.
Yeah, but he says that I still managed to intimidate him somehow, which I don't know how I did it.
The look?
Huh?
The look, maybe? Just the look?
I don't know. Maybe because he knew he can't punch a girl he really likes brother in the face,
Do you have more friends than him?
No.
No? Oh, okay. So it's not even that.
No, I don't have any friends.
Has there ever been an intense argument where he was like, ooh?
No, me and him always got along, actually.
So then, maybe.
But I mean, a hockey player, a hockey player wants to date your sister.
Maybe he was intimidated.
You're not happy about that. Like, who's happy to have a hockey player date their sister?
Hockey fan?
Yeah, but then you're still like
even then
you're like you hear the way they wheel girls. You don't want your sister to be one of those girls.
True.
So you're kind of like in a way you're just being protective of your younger.
Right.
So you try to stick up for her, but then you realize like he's like
you could punch your head off if you wanted to.
Yeah. My dad had to tell Bob Probert at their wedding. That in his speech, he's told Bob Probert, like, I don't care if you're friends with Ryan and we've talked.
Oh, really?
You mess with my daughter, and you gotta deal with me.
Why was he saying that to Bob Probert?
Because he's the toughest guy in the room.
Oh, your dad went right for the goal.
Yeah,
right for the throat.
That's a good move.
Prison rules, man.
That's a good move.
Go for the big guy.
Yep.
Probert was really nice. I met him at that wedding too. He was really a nice guy.
Does Jane have any brothers?
Jane's got one brother, yeah.
Did you get the speech from him?
He's a younger brother, so when we started dating, he was like 8 years old. And so like he doesn't really remember his life without me,
So he knows you as the brother before you were the brother.
Kind of like we've been family for so long, like we're just like brothers, but he doesn't, but every once in a while, especially now that he's an adult, I remind him that I bang his sister.
That's good. That's
yeah.
good.
Especially if he's getting lippy or whatever, then you just bring it up, and then he's like, "Ugh," because that's a card you can't throw anything back. You know, like my brother-in-law is too, like Jeff Ball or whatever. Like he's married to my sister. Yeah, he'll do that to me too. Yeah. He'll tell me that he bangs my sister, but I'm happy for my sister to get fucked at this point. She's like a grown up. Yeah. That's a nice thing for her to have.
And you're a grown up.
Healthy.
Like the other thing is you're a grown up now too.
Yeah, I understand.
When everybody's kids, you're like, I'm banging your sister.
Yeah, and like
she's there too, and she seems to be enjoying it.
Yeah, and and Ryan, to go back to him as an example, I was leery of a hockey player. He's the greatest. He's great husband to my sister. I couldn't be happier for him, and he should bang away.
Yeah, I got the talk from my
Because they have a happy marriage, shows they have a happy marriage. That's good for them. I don't want to know any details, and he's kind enough not to do it. But I'm also kind enough not to be a dick to him. Because if I was, then he could tell me that he's doing that to my sister, and I go, la, 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 don't.
How creepy would that be if you said that to somebody, like, hey, I'm banging your sister, and they asked for details?
Yeah, man.
Because then that would make you feel gross.
Yeah, well, according to the internet, people are into that shit.
Step brother and step sister.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes, that's the biggest.
Brady Bunch rules.
We had a big talk about this last week.
We
you
talked
did?
about it.
Oh,
I
okay.
ate on air.
That's good.
Can we give we should do.
We gotta give a
Man,
big
that new microphone's awesome.
we
It's
gotta give
picking
a
up
big
everything.
Big shout out.
No, it's okay, Pete. Don't push the microphone away or nothing.
This deserves
Keep
a
chewing.
big shout out to your wife.
This is going great.
I forgot. My wife. We should do a thing called feedback. We got feedback. Welcome to Feedback. We got feedback, everybody. This week's segment is brought to you by our friends at Amazon. If you go to the Live from the Dutch Hall website, that's livefromthedutchhall.com. You click on our Amazon banner, and then you do your shopping, and then we get money. That's how it works. Easy as that. And also, Van Dyke Party Services. Don't think just because of COVID that Van Dyke Party Services isn't going, because we are. We're more than willing for $100 of cold hard cash to go to your end of your driveway. If you leave us like a case of beer, maybe like a bag of weed or something, and I can guarantee you that is money well spent. You're gonna have the time of your life just listening to us guys get wasted and have a great time.
It may be in your driveway, but COVID friendly.
That's safe.
Yeah,
and we don't mind pissing on your yard.
You guys do Zoom calls?
Zoom calls, I'm done with them.
Van Dyke Party Services?
We will do a Zoom call for you, but it's hard for you to cover our expenses through Zoom.
Right.
But
yeah, because then you feel ripped off.
Yeah,
it's
really.
like a free gift.
It's true.
Yeah, Van Dyke Party Services.
Don't live your life in regret.
Don't leave your life in regret. I forgot.
I didn't know if you were looking for
The beef
for the
people. I
tags.
didn't know which one we went over. And,
I've done that before. Did the wrong, did the wrong tune for the wrong advertisement.
Van Dykes could be beef people.
yeah. And we could be. I don't know. I got a cousin that has beef. Right?
Good old Benjamin DeConnick.
Yeah, he has beef. I think one time one got loose, and I had to go. I remember I was hungover on like May 2-4, and I get woken up. Cow's loose. We got to go hunt the cow down. So we went around trying to checking around the perimeter of bush. They finally had to hire a marksman to come in and shoot it.
Heard the thing in.
Yeah.
Oh, there was no getting it. You had to just take it out.
No getting it.
You couldn't saddle it up or anything like that?
I don't know the whole story, and I'm probably telling it wrong.
You guys have lassos?
Wild cow, man. That gets on the loose. It turns feral.
Immediately.
Got the taste of blood.
So Pete, I asked Benny one time as I was over at his place helping him fix his cow fence, and being a cattle farmer is like a special person. Like you need to be able to be comfortable. It's not an easy farming
Livestock is a different game than horticulture.
Man. Yeah, it's a totally different game. So I'm like, Ben, how'd you get into how'd you get into farming cattle? How'd you think of this? He's like, well, how we started was, he's like, me and Dad, we got 3 cows. We got them out of the trailer very first time, and they ran away.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, he says never once did they. He's like, the first 3 literally took off. He's like, there was some wild kind. And I'm like, and you kept you kept the confidence. Like, I give you credit.
Oh, dude, my brother tells stories about the learning curve of some guy, because I grew up on a tobacco farm, so tobacco
ain't running away.
yeah. Plants are pretty predictable. You know?
Yeah.
And you have a season, and then you get a season off. I like that about horticulture.
Right.
Where,
it's not 365.
Yeah, where when you got livestock, man, you got it's like having all these kids.
Well,
I remember, especially, I used to do a lot of loans for goat farmers, and you see a goat farmer go into the barn, it's like it's like a bunch of dogs running to see their owner. Like
Right.
that's the goats all run there, and then
They love you.
yeah, they love you.
Yeah, but it's
And
cool.
some of them escape. Like some of them will like they can't keep them in. Like they just find a way to get
Well,
out of
goats
their
are
pen.
very springy.
And they're super smart. Yeah, some say they're the devil because they have those square pupils in their eyes. Like
That and all of the imagery of
Goats.
the devil is always like a goat's head, stuff like that.
Yeah, that
and
too.
sheep go to heaven, goats go to hell, kind of thing.
Which is silly because they're
Shh.
animals.
Yeah, but like I think it's a metaphor. Sheep meaning like people that do what they're told, and goats are people who are like don't do what they're told.
Rock climbing and stuff.
You're a goat, right? Right? I would say.
Okay.
If you had to say, are you a goat or a sheep? You got to pick. You're a goat or a sheep, Tige.
I mean, I'm hairy.
Yeah.
Goats get hairy, but I can shear this. No one wants it in their clothes. Okay, I'm a goat.
Yeah,
That's
you were thinking way too hard about that for a
Yeah.
second, and then you committed to
I'm
the right
thinking
way.
what I would be. I should definitely be shorn.
But also like but you're no sheep though. You're not like a sheep would be someone that would easily be led. You know,
That's true.
like
That's
a goat is got a mind of its own, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's why you're a goat.
Like I'm happy to see a farmer, but I'll also run away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goat.
Real goat activity.
Yeah. Sheep are like cows. You know, just stupid.
I've heard that.
Yeah. Cows are the dumbest.
Cows are like sheep.
Why are you
Sheep
looking
and
at me when
cows
you-
are the same.
Huh?
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
It's a really dumb metaphor, and we're looking for backup on it.
Hey,
Oh, no.
You know what's a sheep? A cow.
I like it. A cow's a big sheep.
Yeah. Like they kind of are.
cow is a big sheep.
Yeah.
Except, yeah, a cow's dumber than even a sheep because a cow's bigger, and then he's still doing nothing with it. You know, a
Only-
sheep's limited. You can still kick a sheep's ass.
A sheep has no natural defense. Like zero natural defense. Ever been bit by a sheep?
No.
No.
I've stuck my hand in sheep's mouths, and like they don't even have the front teeth. Like they can't even.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If I had to go, if you gave me money to stick my hand in a sheep's mouth, I wouldn't know where to go right now. there's not just.
Oh, I
Where do
didn't-
you go to get a fucking?
I was
stick
at
your
I
hand
was
in?
at a farm where there were sheep. I
and
wasn't-
you were like, you know what?
I wasn't
Really?
like, damn it, I'm gonna go prove a point.
You wake up, you're like, hey, honey, you want to go out? Let's say we put our hands in some
Yeah.
sheep's mouths.
I'm sitting over
Let's
here
go find one.
with these dry hands, and there's a bunch of sheep over there that just don't know what they taste like. Honey, we're going over to the sheep.
Nothing to worry about.
Hey, my wife made us individual Dutch Hall platters, and she gave it to us before the show. I won't let her do I won't. I shouldn't do that because I'm going to eat it the whole show. We'll do it.
It seems to be a problem mostly for you.
I know I can't stop it. But anyways, like shout out to her for doing that. It was super
That's
nice
nice.
of her, eh?
Very
little little friendly
COVID
package.
friendly. We've never
Amazing.
seen this little individual pack. Like
Yeah,
I
let's
feel
get-
like
let's get it on.
a nice little Dutch Hall Lunchable.
Look at
That's all
that.
crunch.
Huh? I thought those are pickles. I thought those were grapes.
Oh no, that's great. Anyways, we are in feedback
Oh yeah, we got to actually get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
today. Today's a very special day. I forgot to say at the very beginning. Not only is it for all those people listening to our show, but it's also Sabrina Van Brocklin's 50th birthday.
Oh shit!
And
Congrats.
Sabrina is a super fan of the show, and she's been to live gigs. I've met her. I met her at one of the new Limburg shows that she came to, and I was shocked when she said 50. I honestly had her pegged in her late 30s. I had late 30s.
Really?
Oh wow, good job.
I couldn't believe it when she said it, but it's true. She says it's true. 50, and as a gift, the Dutch Hall is going to give Sabrina shareholder status.
Oh shit!
Shareholder status.
Oh,
shit.
wow.
Free.
Wow. Happy
Big
birthday.
deal.
Next step, Diamond Club. Next step is Diamond Club. Speaking of Diamond Club, we have one of the heavy candidates. Her name's been bantered around when we're talking about Diamond Club members. Last week, Jen Husko sent in a message, and in the feedback, I wasn't wearing my glasses. I wasn't wearing my glasses, and as I forgot them again this week. And I read her message, and I thought it said, I like like we said, what do you like about the Dutch Hall? She says, I like the interviews with comics when you talk shop, is what I read. that she read. But what she really wrote was, I don't like it when you have comics in and you guys talk shop.
When I heard you read it, I thought that didn't sound right.
Well, it was. So we're going to really disappoint her this week, Tig, for a little portion of it. A little bit of it. I want to talk a little bit of it, but we'll try not to. But Jen, I'm telling you, I really messed up. I told you I'd make it right on the air, and I did it. Thank you for the feedback. And that's it, really. I know we have. That's all we really got to get through. If you were looking at sponsoring the show, we are still looking for sponsors. Now that I got the setup all done, we'll be getting a couple online next week, so I'm pretty excited. We'll be able to announce that. And we are still working on, once we get the ads put into place, you're going to notice there's ads on a lot of our shows, even our back catalog of shows. And that is kind of by design because we got to pay for things somehow. So then if you don't want the ads, you'll be able to subscribe to our Patreon. And then you can watch the ad-free versions of our show, and you can listen to the ad-free versions of our show as well. So, as well as get some other perks that we're still working on the details of. But there'll be different ways that you can follow and participate in the show. And for those watching on YouTube, you can always subscribe if you haven't already. And they'll be available on replays. The live stream will be available on replays as well, and we'll promote all that stuff. So thank you to everybody. If you'd like to give us some feedback, go to livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com or go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. We're Dutch Hall or Live from the Dutch Hall or The Dutch Hall, whatever. Put in Dutch Hall, find us. And that's it. Thank you very much. That's it for this week for feedback. And now, Tig, you had mentioned, we have Tig right here again.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. It's nice to see you back.
This is where it all began.
Yeah.
Here, I'm liking it's familiar.
It's like an old, an old comfortable shoe.
Yeah.
That you put back on, eh?
Yeah.
And I know it seems like, and it's more intimate too. The space versus the church was a little bit more daunting.
Yeah, I was nervous when I did the show at the church.
Really?
Yeah, when I did the podcast. I mean, it was a roast thing also.
Oh, right.
So that was a little bit different. I never know how mean to go with those. But also, it was a production. It was a whole thing. Like that just took everything way beyond what it was initially, which was, it was this. And then this has even evolved from that, which is incredible. So
yeah, I think I had to go back to basics because with COVID and everything, you can't rely on anybody, and I still wanted to produce a show. So then after the production gets built up so much, you kind of lose. You don't have your fingers and everything, so then you lose touch with
the core of what it was.
Yeah.
Especially gigs, that you had an audience. Like there were rows of seats and everything like that. It wasn't this anymore, which is cool.
Yeah.
But as soon as COVID hit, how you.
Yeah, that's gone. Yeah,
that makes sense.
It would be sweet to have a studio audience. I'd always thought we could build to that someday. And maybe it still will happen again, but right now I was just wanted to be able to do something that I could like understand everything, and then every week I try to do just like I'd spend Thursdays working on the show, and then the rest of the time I'm like doing my other stuff, and then by the time a week went by, I'd forget what I did, and then there was no consistency and all that stuff. So this time I spent like a solid week, like full days, obsessed with just getting the setup done and everything, so everything could talk to each other, and I think it's working.
Oh, you did a great job.
We'll put some finishing touches on it, but it's like I'm stoked about it because now I can just come in here and flip a switch and it's all on.
Yeah,
And you look comfortable.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything because how many times did you come in here for a show and I'm sitting here pulling my hair out,
scrambling for stuff.
Yeah, like not knowing how, like, and I was just pressing buttons until it worked. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing,
Today you look the most at ease going into the show.
Oh man,
I've ever seen.
I couldn't have been more prepared.
Yeah, this is incredible. Like you sit down, you got microphones in place. Like this is where this microphone goes. They're not off in the corner, and we got to set them all.
Yeah.
But like you said, we don't have to have them inside of us anymore because the sound part's figured out. Headphones. Each person has their own headphone. We don't have to worry about whose splitter's broken and who gets what ear cup of whatever thing. Like,
and even ones at work. Like I had to go through everything because like most of my shit didn't work.
Yeah.
Like it was like so you put a cable in, you can't figure out why something's not working. Well, this cable shit, this box is shit, and then it just started like.
You've also matured heavily through the whole podcast life.
Oh.
I think like you've
Yeah.
from day one to now, you're
All right.
so much more confident in what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so. You just do something long enough. We're at like 350 hours or something of it, or whatever it is. Still short of 10,000 though. You can't do 10,000 hours of podcasting. 10,000 shows. Even Joe Rogan hasn't done that. I don't think.
No, I think
Yeah,
he's
that's
done,
crazy.
1,000?
And he does 3-hour shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he's done like he might.
Yeah, he
might be
records.
close.
He records for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I don't even say it's a 3-hour show.
But
That's
Pete,
right.
I'll be honest, we
That's
could
right.
we could literally record for 3 hours if we wanted to. Like, there's been so many times where we've cut each other off and been like, "Holy smokes, hour and a half!"
Yeah.
We,
You know?
we started the podcast like that, kind of
Yeah.
talking about lifting things.
Were we? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I always don't know what's part of the show and what was beforehand, and then that's a good show.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, okay, well, then it was just like being a fly on the wall in the room, right? Like nobody.
Candid.
Yeah, you forget which was even part of the show. Like, did we talk about? Yeah, we did talk about weight of the lifting, right?
Yeah. Talking about me losing a bit of weight, then gaining a little bit back, and then how Doug lost all his weight.
What made you gain it all in L.A.? Was it just the food?
Oh, dude, in the States, alcohol doesn't cost anything, man. Like,
Yeah, everybody makes fun of how the alcohol level is so low. They just drink more.
well, it's. I mean, like I was buying scotch. I was buying bottles of Lagavulin. Up here, it's 120 something now. 100. It got expensive down there. It's $65 at Costco.
Wow. At
A
Costco.
bottle of Grey Goose is like $30.
Is that a good deal?
Yeah, here a bottle of Grey Goose. Yeah, you're
like
fucking
Grey
$60.
Goose. Grey Goose is now. I bought Grey Goose and I was drinking it because I was like, "This is cheaper." And this way, when I say Grey Goose is crap, I can say I drank this much of it. Grey Goose is crap, and then also just eating like garbage. Like Jeff would. I was in L.A. for those people. Okay, so I was in L.A. 3 months last year. I went there beginning of January, and we were there January, February, March. And then we were going to continue touring the States until Jeff had us booked until like the end of June. I was going to sell all my tools, and I was road comic now. That's
Right.
And Courtney was on board and everything. I was like, I'm going to be full-time comic. And then I was like, you know what? I should pray on it. God, give me a sign. And then he was like, plague.
Something happened?
No, it was kind of funny, the timing. I didn't end up selling anything, thank goodness, because otherwise I would have been broke. But we were there for 3 months touring around we were touring around the States and stuff. But at our place in LA where we were staying, every morning Jeff would go to the gym and I would go to the gym. And then he would come home he walked past the Jack in the Box every morning. And they had this sandwich, which was on like brioche bun with like cheese and then every type of meat and like 3 eggs. And we'd eat that. And I couldn't figure out why I felt like crap every day. And then we look into it, it's like 1,400 calories or something like that.
Just for one
It's like,
meal.
That's how you're starting your day.
And it was like, what, 225 or something?
Yeah, it was like, they were like, hey, if you don't buy this, we're going to take money from you. But
Yeah.
it's free otherwise. It cost nothing to eat poorly down there.
Yeah.
And you're just eating so much of it. Plus, like, just drinking, like, I don't have to worry about what it costs because it's so cheap. And not like, I'm not an alcoholic or anything like that. It's just, when I go, I mean, by the numbers. No, but like,
When volume is so easy to come by.
yeah, like,
Cheap.
I mean,
Yeah.
even people giving you, we did a show in Tennessee at a brewery. And I mean, you do a show at a brewery here and they might give you a couple beers for free. They gave us like 3 flats. Because I tried all of their beer, and I was like, I like this one, this one, and this one. And he's like, sweet, and they just gave us 3 2-4s of cans of it.
Cheaper than water.
Yeah,
It
it
is
was so good. Like,
Canada sucks with booze stuff,
Oh, the taxes.
and
also-
and you can't have fun. Like they don't want it. They won't allow.
well,
like,
the LCBO, Pete, is there to protect us from the dangers of alcoholism, and thank goodness for that. Because if it wasn't for the LCBO, there would be alcoholics in Ontario.
yeah.
Oh,
And
I didn't detect the sarcasm at first. I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
yeah, I don't know a single alcoholic. I don't
No,
know
me
what you're
neither.
talking about.
Hey, can
I
we-
was raised by straight edge people.
Can we give a shout out to Weed for making it from illegal to essential service in like 2 years?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great. That's a
incredible.
jump, man.
You're going to jail to now it's needed.
Essential.
Yeah.
Are people still in jail though? That
I
We're
don't
in
think
jail?
so. I think you get out, don't
they
you?
got out?
Well,
I think
there's
up
probably,
here they are. I don't think in the States.
there's probably a gray area
That's
there where
business.
you probably got to go through the system, and the system's slow as fuck. So
Probably.
by the time you get through the system, it'll be a year or two, but they probably eventually get. Because you can't keep someone in jail for something that's decriminalized.
No. Hey, you know that American beer has the same amount of alcohol as Canadian beer. It's just measured differently.
Really?
One's by volume and one's by something else.
Well, you learned
I don't know
something.
if you can learn that.
Well,
look
there's
that up.
proof.
But what?
Proof. Like if it's, I don't know. What,
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
like the one's alcohol measured by.
Which is what we
I
do.
went and did
we
the
do,
Labatt's tour one
we do
time.
ABV, which is percentage.
What
ABV is alcohol by volume is percentage.
is the way we do it?
Yeah.
But no, they do a percentage too, but it's alcohol by something else, and then that's why their beer, like if you got a Bud Light there, it would say it's like 3.5, and ours says 4.5 or whatever,
Yeah. Well,
It's just
80
because
proof is
we-
40%.
because we measure it differently than they do.
Who's
It
the
won't say
stronger?
proof on a beer bottle. It'll
Oh, no.
say like the percentage alcohol on American beers,
Okay.
but it looks like it's low. It's less than ours.
Okay.
So I always assumed that they had less alcohol in theirs, so I would drink way more of them, and then I would get shit can drunk.
Do you think
and
it's
then-
like? Do you think it's per like quart or something like that? Like,
Yeah, one's like
I'm not going to lie to you, though. It tastes a lot different there.
yeah.
I'll
Well,
look it
that's
up.
the water too.
yeah, they
Oh,
do
yeah.
like the watery tasting beers. Yeah, like they like
The
the
Coors Light.
ones that don't taste like.
No, but like if you have a Bud Light from here and a Bud Light from there, two totally different tastes, no?
Yeah, I mean it's the same with beer going across Canada.
Yeah. That's
Depending
true.
on where it's brewed, they use the water.
The water they use, true.
Yeah. That's what I was told, anyways. But yeah, no, the eating the food down there. Also, where we were in LA, there everything was open all the time. So I was always out. I was always either at the Comedy Store or the Improv, or I was out hitting like mics and stuff like that if we weren't on the road. And when you're on your way home, everything's still open. So you stop and you get a burrito or something like that, and then you go to bed.
And a foot long is like 18 inches there.
Yeah,
Like a foot long sub is a foot and a half.
Yeah, and it's everything is it's just accessibility plus just an unhealthy lifestyle. Like I was going to the gym, sure, but then I wasn't doing anything during the day except sitting at a desk emailing a bunch of people,
Right.
right?
Oh,
And then I got bored of that. Jeff just rocked it all day. He went from we didn't have any shows booked after March to booking us solid all the way through the end of June in like a month. It was nuts.
well, what's the word?
Well, it says that there's like it says because of differences in labeling, Canadian brews measured in ABV appear to be more potent than American beers. Today, most American beers have switched to labeling that way too. That's all it says. They used to. Maybe it's more of an old thing.
So they're.
'Cause I just remember I went to Cedar Point and I drank like way more of them because I said you can't get drunk off these things, and then I got real fucking drunk.
It's in your mind,
I got-
grasshopper.
Yeah.
Got super fucking drunk at the Comedy Store a couple of times.
Oh, did you?
You know who Tony Hinchcliffe is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I chased him back to his car demanding that he let me take him out for dinner. Just because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. You that would be a frightening thing.
Yeah.
Did he think you were like homeless?
No. He already knew who I was.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, he already knew my name, but yeah, I was creeping about the one night just for fun.
Isn't he about the size of your mic?
He's very small. He's
Yeah.
a very small man. Actually, I told him to go fuck himself the first night we went to the Comedy Store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he runs a podcast.
Yeah. Kill Tony.
Kill Tony, and you have a minute to do a set. And I saw him coming through the hallway, and it looked like he was being escorted, so I thought he was leaving. I didn't want to take up a lot of his time, so I must have come across as very aggressive. But I was like, "Hey, real quick, Tony, am I trying to make you laugh or the audience laugh? That's all I want to know." And he just stops because I guess he wasn't in a rush. He was just walking with his buddy who also works security there. And he does like, you never watch the podcast? I was like, no, Tony, I don't watch your podcast. I got other stuff going on. He's like, well, have you ever even done comedy, man?
Oh, shit.
And I look at Jeff, and Jeff looks at me, and I was like, what the? I was like, go fuck yourself, Tony. And he takes like one of those. And then there's a guy here like, you can't tell Tony Hinchcliffe that? And he's like a brand new comic from Kansas or whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you totally can. Hey, Tony! And he turns back around. I was like, go fuck yourself again. And then that was how our relationship started.
All right.
And then we ended up talking like, you know, a few weeks later or whatever. But then a few weeks after that, it was probably this upcoming weekend last year when all the shows had stopped and all of the comedy stuff was dying down, that I was just there and I was like, I'm gonna fuck with Tony again.
Because that route that you take, right? Like if you do that sort of thing, like that guy from Kansas saying, "Be good to the," like you can't do that. Like it's not going to help your career or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is kind of hilarious, right? Because there's no one, but it's still kind of like you don't know when maybe. Like he's definitely not going to want to help you out.
I get what he was saying.
If you're going, but the thing is, he's not even going to remember you.
Yeah.
If you, but when you do say something like that, if it's still, like if it, you know, especially if it's not seen as aggressive or like. My
big thing was just the look of disgust. He very much looked down. He was being Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
Looking down at you and just looking up, but like looking just down on you. Like, have you even ever done comedy? It's like, well, I'm already asking you what the goal of this event is. Is it, am I trying to get the audience to see you crack up, or like clearly I have some sort of understanding of what's going on. I just need, and then just that is like, oh, you're one of those guys. Just fuck off.
The guy Jeremiah Watkins in the band there is he's hilarious.
Oh, they're all really funny guys, and they're all actually like Tony Hinchcliffe is actually a really nice guy.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just.
No,
it depends on when you get him, but
but he does have the air of kind of like that's kind of his shtick,
that's
isn't
his
it?
whole shtick. Yeah,
he's got to lean into it. If you're like
he doesn't have to do it when he's off stage.
No, definitely you should do the opposite, right? Because you don't want to.
And for the most part, he does.
Yeah. That's like a Jeselnik too, right? Like an Anthony Jeselnik. That guy's like kind of like he's not. You know, like he's
or Tosh. All
he's
those
got
guys.
doesn't Tosh too, not a likable face or something like that. So but you lean into it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm like that too. Like or not. I don't know if I have a likable face or not. But I'm like.
It's also their personas.
Oh yeah.
Like their personas on stage are I'm smarter and better and in every way than you, and you'll never be this sort of thing.
But like with Jeselnik, he said that it was because. His material was so, or no, because he looked the way he did. Like I heard him in an interview saying, like he looked kind of like a frat boy or whatever. Like people aren't going to like him because usually when the guy's on stage and he's got a spotlight on him, he's got a microphone in his hand. You know, he's already in this alpha position. Everyone wants to not like him, and then you mix the fact that he's a good-looking guy, you know, and now they even hate him more, you know, like those are all things to overcome. So if they're gonna put that kind of like hateful persona on you, anyways. Like, I think I would look like a douchebag. I think I would classify as looking like a douchebag. I could lean into the douchebag character or whatever, I guess.
Right. I definitely get away with a lot of stuff that I say because of the way I look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I could just be, oh, he's just being a silly, fat, hairy guy.
Yeah, you have a look that when you walk in the room, you're going to be able to tell you're part of the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and then they kind of give you that leeway, right?
Yeah, but these other guys, they definitely look like dicks, and they
So
talk like dicks.
So when you were traveling around in the States, hey, am I allowed to talk about this? You were an illegal alien, eh?
Me?
You were. What?
What?
Did you? Were you an illegal alien or were you a real deal?
I was a real deal. I had a visa.
How do you get a visa?
I had a visa. We got a visa as a performer.
Is that true, or are you lying? Because
I have one. I could pull it up.
Is there such thing as a performing visa?
How do you get it?
You can get a visa for a performer. Now, a lot of them.
Do you have to have the gig first?
Are athletes? Yes, you need to prove that you're booked and everything like that.
Right.
But a lot of them are athletes, so some people get a little bit of trouble at the border.
I've watched Border Patrol. I've seen this.
Yeah, so like you come up, you're like, I'm a performer, and they're like, what do you prefer? Like sorry, it's a visa, but you tell them you're a performer, and they go, well, you're clearly not an athlete. Are you a ref or are you something like this? And you go, no, I'm a comedian, and they go, well, what do you do?
Say something funny.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
Do they?
Oh, every time. I had to, when I was I had got brought into the office for the first time when you get because you get the visa and then you have to have it added to your passport, and you're in there. You're just surrounded by. I had like 4 people, like 2 people left their computers to come over and just buzz me with a bunch of questions about doing comedy and stuff like that. And the one guy, he was jokingly threatening to shoot me or something like that because the one guy asked me to do a joke or make him laugh, and I ripped on the other guy and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the Border Patrol in general loves comedians. I think that they're pretty nice, as long as you're not. It's just like anything, as long as you're not a dick.
But
and comply, definitely.
Yeah.
Don't do any of the jokes on non-compliance.
But wouldn't it be easier just to say, like, I'm on vacation? Like, I'm going for pleasure, not business, and then you don't have to answer any of those questions?
You could, yeah. But I had the... Like,
you had it, yeah.
Yeah, just like, here's
but
the
they're
thing.
still going to give you a hard time, right?
And then you got to, if you say for vacation, then you got to come up with I'm going to Florida to the beach.
No, you just say you're going to L.A.
I'm going to the comedy store.
Where you're really going.
You're driving to L.A.?
Yeah.
For pleasure?
Yeah.
But for us, it worked out great when we crossed the border. Okay, so first off, we already had our backup plan. We're like, if for whatever reason we go to the border and they don't want us, because we've heard stories of people like, I have a visa, but I went to the border and they didn't like me that day or whatever, and they got banned. Now maybe they didn't actually have a visa when they got banned, but like I heard that people got banned, so we said, okay, so if that happens, we were just driving straight to the airport and going to the UK.
Oh,
that was our backup plan. But when we got to the Border Patrol guy was younger, and he's like, "So you guys like refs or something like that?" We're like, "Well, you don't think we're players? You don't think we're playing hockey?" And just made fun of how fat we both were.
You could be curlers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lumberjacks.
Yeah, just coming down. We're taking your trees. But no, and that was it. He was fine with us. Let us cross.
Yeah.
He didn't even ask us any more questions.
Yeah, my wife, when she was going through to be an optometrist, they had to, as part of their education, she had to go to the States so that she could learn how to, so she could prescribe pharmaceuticals, even though she at the time couldn't do it in Ontario, but they knew eventually they'd change the rules, so she had to go to the States to learn how to do that shit. So she went to Memphis, but the school just had a deal worked out with the school in Memphis, but it was like not above board. So they
it was just their version of a rule, and they were kind of made it
like
up.
The one university talked to the other one. They worked out the deal, but they didn't have all the paperwork or anything. So they just told the kids just lie when you cross the border.
What?
Jeez.
Yeah. So that's what they told them.
I was so afraid I didn't want to get banned. I wanted to make sure because I've heard of people getting banned, then you can't go to the States for 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And because it's unless you go there illegally, and I didn't want to mess with any of that, especially with all the Trump stuff and everything like that. I don't want my name on some list.
Yeah, me neither. No.
Yeah.
I definitely think that the U.S. isn't as like advantageous a place as it used to be to go to.
For sure. For sure.
The market's still there. Don't get me wrong. Like the market's beautiful and big and right there.
Yeah.
But it's just like there's so much other crap, that's like now you got to think about.
It's a weird market too. That like it would be nice. They're there. Your people are there. It's just trying to find them is very difficult. And the way that we do shows up here, like the way Jeff does shows, is like we're in small towns all over the place, and small towns up here are very different than small towns down there, especially where we were going, because we were going to like the middle of nowhere, Texas, and like
you got to worry about fucking someone pulling a gun on you or something. Yeah.
I mean, not worried about pulling a gun, just their sensibilities and stuff like that. Like
whether
everybody's complaining about all these snowflakes, but I said God in a joke, so now they're all mad at me. But my joke about raping a dude on my birthday, that's fine. But this other joke where I said, "Oh my God, I can't do that."
Oh, right,
that's not okay.
Just different sensibilities.
Just learning what's taboo and what's
but it's not like the amount of I've had more complaints over me saying "Oh my God" on stage than I have over any other of my bits.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's not even and you had zero intention of offending
or goddamn nothing. Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
You're taking the Lord's name in vain, and then I got to get into that whole conversation. Like God's a title, Thor's a god, name's Thor, but and then they don't like that because they don't actually read the Bible, and now you got to worry about getting shot.
Yeah,
and this is where the guns come in.
Yeah, that's where the guns come in. Yeah.
But the that whole
That's it.
it's and you can play on it, and once you figure it out, but like someone like Jeff that's been doing stand up he picks up on it way faster, and he's doing his thing way sooner, and like but he's also been doing stand up for 20 years, and I have a lot to learn that way.
Yeah.
Reading the audience a little more, because I'm still in that stage where if you don't like it, like you came to a comedy show and you're being like that, and you just can't get your head around it at all, but you're being vocal about how much you don't like it. Well, now I'm just gonna. I'm gonna ruin your night.
But that's what I can't comprehend about people in the audience that are like that. It's like, what did you think you were coming to?
Well, I think a lot of times it's the dates.
Yeah.
It's like
It's a terrible spot to go for a date.
I know, but it's like
a first date too.
And it's usually like the girl says, "Let's do this," and the guy's like, "I got dragged along on this bullshit,"
Yeah.
And then
and he's laughing at shit he's not supposed to.
Or he just doesn't respect the whole he doesn't even know what it is. Like there's a lot of people who don't even know what they've never even been to. They never been to a show. They never heard of it. They don't.
But
It's
still,
not even something they think about.
It's not their fault.
But still, Pete, it's common sense. It comes down to common sense.
But at the same time,
we
maybe
can't
they might only be exposed to clean comedy.
Yeah,
right?
True.
Which is fair, but also the shows aren't branded as because if
comedy
it's branded
isn't just
as a clean,
Frasier on TV.
A clean comedy show, I'll be clean because I've done clean comedy.
Yeah.
If I'm told it's a clean show, then it's a clean show. But like it's the same.
What's your version of clean? No swearing?
I've done shows for Christian youth groups.
What's that like?
It was actually pretty fun. I did one for like a bunch of like middle school age kids.
So you just can't swear?
Can't swear, can't
molest.
No sexual. Yeah, can't touch. Zero. Like not even a little bit. Can't touch any of the kids.
No.
And see, like a normal comedy night, you could touch some of the audience members.
No, not if they brought their kids. You can't touch kids at a comedy show ever.
No, you can't touch the kids.
Yeah, you shouldn't have your kids at the comedy show. They're supposed to be 19.
Yeah. Because
so
they might be one of the people you get to touch in the audience.
What?
Because normally you get to touch one or two people in the audience.
And normally you just assume they're 19.
Yeah. But if you bring them, now you're throwing the numbers off, and I don't know who I get to touch.
Yeah, it really is on
Whose
you.
fault is it?
If your kid gets touched at a comedy show, you're the one that brought your kid there.
But again, this comes with time in the game. See, a comedian that's been in it for 20 years is going to know that's a kid. I shouldn't touch that kid, even though this is a 19-plus show.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just experience.
Yeah, this is...
Live and learn.
Yeah, but so those shows, I started picking up on it, but it was really strange. Also, they're more, they all want comedy down there more so than up here. I feel.
Oh, really?
The States is more, give us stand up comedy than up here.
Oh yeah. Here we don't have we've done a bad job of promoting it as a thing.
Yeah, we don't really care up here. Like,
yeah, we're the biggest comedy festival in the world, and we showcase everyone else's comedians.
Yeah.
You know that they actually put resources into, but
yeah,
crazy country. I think if I left for comedy, my first choice would be England. I think it would be the UK because there I'm exotic. Because they're like in the States, I think I would just be kind of like them. Maybe they
unless you did a Canadian guy routine.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm not even that kind of person.
Yeah.
Right? I sound more American than Canadian.
Yeah.
Those Canadian guys, when you're going they sound stupid to me too.
Yeah.
Like when they do the Canadian accent, I've met those people. They live in Saskatchewan. They sound ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, like
although they pick up on everything. Like they knew that Jeff was Canadian, but most of them thought that I was like local to the area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think I mirror people quite a bit.
We do
when they're speaking.
We do have a twangier accent, Southern Ontario, like that. It's more like an American accent than the rest of our country.
I grew up in a small town too, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I have an accent, but it's here. Like there's a Norfolk accent.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, where it's like heck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you hear like you
it's
ever hear someone
up.
say get him?
Yeah.
Get him.
You know, get him. And they talk like that. Get him. My brother-in-law, who grew up in Toronto, he talks like that now. And then
and you created that?
No, I just because he's lived here for so long.
Sorry, not you, but
not me.
Norfolk County.
He's got more friends than me around here because he moved here and he made a bunch of friends. my friends I had from when I was a kid that live here, and then they moved. They all moved away.
Yeah, the hick down here is different than the hick up, even just like Fergus, where I grew up. The hick up there is more like Letterkenny.
Livestock hick.
I don't know what
That's
you
what-
call it.
But I
That's
think
a good name for it. I think
it's that's the slight difference.
Yeah.
They the Letterkenny hick. I would say I do share a lot of similarities to a Letterkenny.
I went to school with those guys.
Those
Like-
guys, yeah.
Like that, the way they talk and that whole thing. That was my high school.
Yeah, that it all rings true to me too. Like there's not a lot of difference. That one main guy reminds me of my cousin Derek. He seems just like him because he'll kick anyone's ass like that.
There's a campaign to make him the next Wolverine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a bunch of they're trying to get signatures to because Hugh Jackman stepped
Yeah,
down.
and he's Canadian too.
Yeah, he's Canadian. He's shorter and he's a stocky little Wolverine-looking dude.
Yeah, I mean the character of Wolverine, like
Is Canadian, rural Canadian, and a short dude.
he's from Alberta though.
Yeah,
The Logan guy, the Logan character, or whatever, right? Anyway, that'd be cool. That'd be a cool choice. I love that show, man. It show's like it's like the best. I just got Crave like 2 months ago, so I binge watched all Letterkenny. It's great. I love Gail the best, the bartender. I don't know if you watch that show.
I know the characters from the videos, but like I don't want to sound like a dink. I was watching Letterkenny when they were Letterkenny Problems before before it was a show, but it was just the quick clips.
Yeah,
I was watching it then.
I watched
so
that.
I know
too.
some of the characters from that.
Yeah, and then I never could watch the real show because I never had Crave, and then Crave's the best one. I'd cancel Netflix. I'd cancel all that shit.
Well, if you got Bell, you get Crave, right? You get Crave with Bell.
I don't get Bell. I don't give Bell any of my money anymore. I give him
Right on.
I give him
Oh, I
zero.
think we talked about this.
Yeah,
What'd you
$0.
What do you get for internet out here? How are we streaming this right now?
Quick. I get local
Heck.
or Execulink or whatever. Like
Have you applied for Starlink?
I don't even know about
That's
it.
Elon Musk.
That's
It's
Elon Musk. Yeah.
and you'll spend a
Space.
gazillion dollars
No, I
to
like-
get good internet.
You want
Is
to know?
it expensive? I heard somebody told me it wasn't that much.
Really?
Once it gets
I was,
going.
and I
Because
I
you
was
buy
just,
the unit.
Yeah, I was just
That's
going off of what it was.
I think the
everybody's-
unit's like $800.
Yeah.
and then it's
But
$100 a month or something.
But it's like it's yours, and you're getting high speed, like broadband, wherever.
Like,
Take it
we're
on
we're
your-
just past dial up here.
That's what I mean.
No, we're
Shoot.
fiber here.
As soon as I heard
Oh,
Execulink, I was
Pete
like,
is
oh.
where I live down one concession over. Bell wouldn't give me internet.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we can guarantee you like 0.5 megabytes per second. I'm like, that's fucking dial up.
Yeah, but we got fiber. We got like kick ass. I'm running all this shit on it. It doesn't even matter. And I don't understand why. Well, I guess I do. But the promise is that everyone's supposed to get it eventually, but they sure ain't hurrying up on it. But it makes a huge difference because now I'm in Pine Grove with fiber. It's like I could be anywhere, because you have fiber. It's so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Or before, you knew you were in the country because it sucked. And then you go in the city and you're like, fuck, man, no wonder, they're so far ahead of us.
Right.
Their internet
Stream
works.
a video in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
They don't know what buffer means.
I got an example, but I don't want to say it.
Oh, you should say it.
But it's no, because I don't want to implicate. But yeah, you can download a lot of. Oh, I was downloading video footage. Like I was downloading it from Jeff. We had like 2 terabytes of video footage from the trip, and I was able to pull that from Jeff in like a day. Like not even a day, but like maybe 8, 12 hours, something like that. 2 terabytes pull down, and I live in town.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a lot.
It'd take us maybe a year.
It's
To me, anyways. Yeah, I don't actually.
There's holes, eh? There's like holes when you're driving around, and then all of a sudden there's no internet, and then there is again.
See, Ty, we don't not just have a problem with internet. It's fucking cell phone service.
Oh yeah,
Like you hit a fucking tree around here. I swear, man, you might like rotary phones probably work better than cell phones around here.
Especially a tall tree.
yeah. Why are we?
Yes.
What's you hitting a tree?
No, like you drive past a tree. A tall one.
Oh, I was gonna say because shit,
It's a country
don't
skyscraper.
hit a tree.
Yes, that's a perfect word for it.
Yeah, there's certain trees that'll shade the satellites or whatever.
Oh,
That you can't
fuck.
get it.
Do you
Like, what
guys
the
have
fuck
like
is this?
a lot of people like? Did they offer to put a tower like a thing on your church?
No, they
Like a
haven't.
Peter? No, because that's a big thing. Churches and silos.
You'd think I would have been approached by that by now, eh?
Yeah,
Like,
because-
Tige, around here, I could make a tractor drive like 10,000 feet plus or minus a half inch, no problem. Can't make a cell phone call. Like, it's
Oh, you mean like with GPS?
I can make a tractor go.
Okay, I was gonna say like one is based on your skill, I guess,
No,
and how aligned
zero
the furrows
skill.
are.
I can hit a button on my tractor, and the tractor will drive plus or minus a half inch forever. But while I'm in that tractor, I cannot make a cell phone call.
Yeah, because it's the GPS is a satellite, whereas your cell phone's a tower.
Right.
That was like Norfolk County like science lesson right there.
Yeah.
And to help, the tractor's got we got what's called GLONASS. So we get the Russian satellites. Apparently they got a lot of them. Because if we just do the regular satellites to help the tractor, it's like we get like 5-6 of them. If I get the GLONASS edition, which I have, I had to spend more money on. I get like 20 satellites telling that tractor to stick on that.
You can
line.
use the Russian ones then?
Yeah, I got Russian satellites on my tractor.
But what else? Can you use any other country satellites?
I don't know. All I know is at the time when I bought it, it was a big deal to get the Russian satellites.
Do you know the Poland's got a space force or like a space agency?
Yeah.
It's not even a joke.
What are they doing?
They're sending up satellites for reals.
Okay.
You know what else? There's a whole bunch of shitty countries that have space programs for real because it's cheap to get to space now. It's cheaper.
Because of Mr. Musk.
Yeah, one of them. And you know that other guy? What's the name? The Virgin Air guy?
Branson?
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson.
Old Dick
That guy-
Branson.
And Virgin Air,
He's
they
a
just
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
they figured
Old
out
Dick.
who Branson.
Old Dick Branson.
Old Dick
He's a
Branson.
son of a bitch.
Old Fingers Branson. Anyways, Branson figured out a way to take a plane, take off on a runway at an airport in like Europe, and go through the atmosphere into space, and then go back into the atmosphere and land in another airport.
The Blackbird could do that.
What's that?
It was like the spy plane.
Is that make believe or real life?
It was real.
Well, but I'm saying that they do it on they can do it on a commercial. They're working on doing it at a commercial level.
So just going up
So
through
you
the
can
stratosphere.
so you go up and then you could go like instead of going 600 kilometers an hour or whatever, you go
This is exactly how the Blackbird.
yeah, you
worked,
go
yeah.
super fast. So you can go to
But you can't actually go into space because they wouldn't be able to come back in, right?
it's the like that's the part
It's
I
like
can't
the
figure
edge of
out
the stratosphere. 'Cause
where there's no
once you actually hit space, all this stuff's not doing anything because you don't have anything to push off of.
so
You need jets.
and then
on
you
the
don't
top.
have to re-enter the atmosphere then
You would still. I mean, you'd be re-entering like
from the
all the different
stratosphere.
levels and stuff like that. But yeah,
But you know how when you see the Apollo mission, they're coming back in the atmosphere and they're burning up. You know they're gonna fucking
well,
die.
that's going from no matter to matter.
right. So
right.
they
Well,
wouldn't
they're
go into
nothing.
the nomad,
Yeah.
into nothing.
Yeah, because then they wouldn't be able to. They'd have to have rockets on the top to keep it in, get it back in, because they wouldn't be able to turn.
So is there
So
atmosphere
that's
and
just
then
that's just
something
a
above it?
hardcore plane. Like Richard Branson just brute forced. Technically, we're in low orbit, but not really.
Yeah, so that you could go super fast
Right.
because there's less resistance, right?
Yeah.
And then
But you also have to go way higher.
yeah. It's to save time.
You gotta. Does it?
Yeah, it's like takes a 14-hour flight and makes it 5 hours.
Okay. All right.
That's what they said. So it's like
But is that like takeoff to landing, or is that location to location, and then you got to get down?
I don't know.
Because if normally you're
I think
at
it's like-
35,000 feet, but now you got to get to 75,000 feet. You got to climb all the way up.
No, they
there.
measure it from the whole flight. When they say it's a 5-hour flight, it means like going up to coming down, doesn't it? Like
I
when
don't
you
know.
leave the ground, when you touch the ground.
Yeah, because they're never judging a flight on air distance to distance. It's always usually land.
If you're trying to make something sound good, you're going to make it.
Very
right?
true.
Like
Yeah.
a train from X to, or a plane from, wherever to wherever. Would you, is it when your wheels up, or is it when you
sales
get to the gate? Like,
there's sales pitch and everything. Right.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Right.
I just love that idea. Like, I'm going to do space travel. No, you're just going high.
It's still
not space travel.
still huge, though. Like, because it makes the world way smaller. If I know I can get to China in 5 hours, I'll probably go to China more often.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you going to China for?
Tell jokes.
Tell jokes?
Yeah, why not? People speak English there too.
I would love to go do that. There's a whole bunch of comedy in in Asia.
Everywhere.
Yeah, but like there's even just with North American people, just expats.
Yeah.
Like you can do a tour of almost just expats.
Most European countries, you can tell jokes in English, even if the previous comic up before you spoke in their language, and the audience will still understand you.
Yeah,
because they're better than we are.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah,
I hate going to Quebec.
Quebec's the only one.
You start speaking and they're speaking French and they can speak English. They're like, we can speak both of our nation's languages.
No, they're gonna fuck with you, guaranteed.
Yeah, but they should. They get to. I can't speak French. They can speak English. That's not fair.
Not all of them can. The further you get away from the city, they can't.
It really throws me off when you're still in Ontario and people are speaking nothing but French.
Up north, there's a lot of French people.
You'll do a show and they're like, "Is this a French comedy show?" No. Why would it be a French comedy show?
Yeah.
We're the border. We haven't hit the border yet.
Yeah. We're in like Wawa. Stop it.
But that is the part of like that.
Cochrane.
That's the part that Quebec forgets, is that when they want to separate, then they really fuck over all those other people.
Oh yeah.
Than the other provinces that still speak French, because I don't think we're going to give a fuck if about them if Quebec leaves, right?
Yeah, those signs change.
It's all English. Quebec's not still talking about leaving, are they?
No, I don't know. I haven't heard about it.
We're just going to build a bridge to Labrador.
They can't afford to.
Like
they can't afford to.
Yeah, but who knows? Like, eventually, maybe they will. I doubt it, though. I think that eventually everything's going to change. Like, but I don't know how it's going to shake up. One thing that I like is that they're talking about making a new like European Union type thing with Canada, Australia, UK, and New Zealand.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Kanzuk. But then you get free movement of labor, so then you can go.
Why do Australia, Canada, UK,
is it Australia,
New Zealand,
monarchy?
and is it not any of the EU?
No, because
none of the EU. So just the Commonwealth. We're just going to rename the Commonwealth to Kanzuk.
No, not all the Commonwealth, because there's a whole bunch of other ones.
India and
but the
islands.
Just those 4 countries, because they're all kind of the same. And Britain's not in the EU anymore.
Right.
They Brexited, so now it would give them more bargaining power, more clout to join forces with Canada, who's the 10th largest economy, and Australia is the 11th largest economy, and they're like the 7th or something like that. And then you put us together, we're like the 2nd or 3rd, and then now people listen to us. And we're all kind of the same. We all kind of treat our people the same. We all do the same shit. Our lifestyle's the same if you plop us in any one of those countries. So it's pretty easy. It's even better than the EU. And because the EU is so fragmented, this one would actually be pretty easy.
Yeah, because we're all super close to each other too. The fragmentation.
Yeah, like we kind of all think fairly similarly.
We do. Yeah, I was just making a geography, like the actual
Oh
locations.
yeah, which sucks.
The EU makes a lot of sense because they're all right there.
Yeah.
Kanzuk.
But when you look at it for us, it would be for trade. It does make sense then because they.
So what's the point of the Commonwealth? What is the Commonwealth then? Because I thought that's what the Commonwealth was.
Well, the Commonwealth, we're still independent. Like, we're still an independent nation, right?
Right.
And so, like, even though we're a Commonwealth, I can't just go to England and work, and I can't just,
okay.
Like, we still have the ability to put tariffs on goods that go between Canada and the UK.
It's just like we were in the club at one point. Isn't that neat?
Yeah, but once and I think we have, like, well, it's just this bullshit monarchy stuff, isn't it? Like, the Governor General stuff and all that crap. I don't know. I know the Barbados is out this year.
Yeah?
Barbados says no
Because of the
more
interview?
Commonwealth. No, but I think that's not going to help any matters, eh?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Have you seen this interview? Oprah and Meghan Markle?
I did see. My wife was big on it.
Turns out that
the royal family is not so royal. They're not nice royal.
They don't like people that aren't white.
Yeah,
a 90-year-old ultra rich aristocrat is potentially not open to people of all colors.
What? The head of one of the largest empires that overtook some of the most landmass ever in the history of the world and just slaughtered thousands of people.
Let's be honest, though. Do we really need a queen and a king and a... No, we don't.
No, but it's fun.
I know, but...
That's got to be what I can't imagine why the British are still doing it, because they pay money to them.
Right.
But we do, too.
That whole interview...
We do?
Yeah.
Is that what the Commonwealth is?
Yeah.
We've given them money still,
Oh, it's their Commonwealth.
Yeah, we serve them, man. We got pictures of the Queen on our money.
Yeah, but
we still sing God Save
That whole interview took the whole royal family and put them a little bit down. Yeah. They're no longer so royal.
I was in England in '95 when they had the interview with Princess Diana, and everything shut down. You couldn't order a pizza, nothing.
Really?
It was everybody wanted to hear what she had to say, and it was. I remember you could watch it on the streets too. They were covering it, like showing the interview with her.
Well, and Prince Harry now is saying more or less like, "Mom wasn't lying. It fucking sucks."
Yeah, but
we got a shitload of money, but it sucks.
Well, who cares? Like, he's like a millionth in line now. Like
yeah.
Oh, it'll never happen.
Also when they decided to leave, they were like, "You don't get any money."
Yeah, they cut him off.
They cut him off.
Yeah.
So he's saying how nice.
He's
saying how nice Grandma is, but Grandma still has the end say.
Yeah, when that.
Also, you want to make a bunch of money, you go do an interview with Oprah.
Yeah,
didn't he have Diana's money too?
No, he claimed that he didn't make no money. They said at the beginning of the interview he was making no money on it.
You know what? Those
claimed keyword.
Those guys, like, seriously, like, they're doing a podcast. I know they already
Harry
are.
and Meghan?
Yeah.
Just the two of them?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like your mom's house sort of thing.
I don't know.
Unfunny.
But all I'm saying is they got, like, if we had, like, a tenth of their of their name recognition, you could make a fucking living selling T-shirts, man.
In the end, they're saying poor me, but hold the fuck on here. They don't got a whole lot to say.
No, wait a minute. This is the thing. When you say my family cut me off because I didn't want to do my job, then, yeah, if your job's to be a royal family, do as I say, you get money for that. And if you don't do it, you don't get fuck all. That makes sense. That's why you get your freedom. Then you don't get the money, and then leave us the fuck alone.
But that's why we get fired at our jobs.
Yeah,
if we don't do them.
No, but what he was already saying, what he was saying is I've built up this persona in life. You want to come, like, for him and Meghan, what the big thing was is security. It wasn't the money. Like Diana had set him up forever, right?
Yeah.
Plus, they were already worth a lot of money to begin with, or Meghan was. But what he was saying is you can't just kick me to the curb here because I'm at risk every day.
Yeah.
More or less what he was saying.
I'm still a prince.
I'm still technically, like, the guy did 2 tours in Iraq or Afghanistan. Like, he's a fucking big deal. Like,
yeah. That's what I mean. Like, the money thing, who cares?
He wasn't worried about the money. He was like, look, I need someone to watch my back here so I don't get shot.
Security.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's mainly what they were both saying. And then Meghan was like, yeah, our kid's colored, and they had a problem with that. Well, fuck, you're not supposed to have a problem with that.
They said, they made it conditional, like, say, if the kid was a certain shade past this, we can't give them security.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is that?
That was, I think, how they
That is the
worded it.
most
Are they holding up a swatch in the stinking
like,
birthing unit?
If you were just a little more beige,
that is the most racist thing I've ever heard.
we wouldn't let them shoot you. Yeah, I know.
If he's anything darker than 3 creams,
you just
that's
said
how
that
they would
perfect.
do it. That's how they would do it.
Yeah.
But base it on their tea.
Yeah.
That is, because wasn't that one of the things they asked? What color the first question they asked was what color the baby was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not is it healthy or anything like
Meanwhile-
that. Just what color's the bit. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is not, like, you're not, that's not, shouldn't be a scenario at all. Like, now that kid's got to grow up thinking, Mom and Dad get kicked to the curb because I'm of colored descent. Like, that's so fucking wrong.
Yeah, you got to understand too. Like, I'm not defending this by any stretch, you know, but like, if you're from England, you could have a vision in your mind what an English person looks like,
Right.
you know, where we're Canadian. When you think of a Canadian, we don't have a vision of what a Canadian looks like because
It's so diverse.
yeah, because we're everything, right?
Right.
And same with Americans, you know, they're just like everything, right? So like, but like a Dutch person or a French person or whatever, they have a vision in their head. And, you know, a French person's. That's
Funny
why
you should say that because I'm pretty sure the lineage of the Windsors is like German and French. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like that's the thing. They have this. They have an identity that's surrounding, you know, their skin color. That's what they see their country as being built around, right?
But isn't this crazy? Okay, so we're it's 2021 and we're the biggest thing in history right now is racism and we're all equal and everything. And then this comes out of holy fuck, the queen of the world.
Yeah, but
It's racist.
It's a fucking 94-year-old woman though.
Yeah.
It's like if you
Yeah,
go to
like
a
your-
nursing
like
home,
your
you'll see like
grandma.
the sweetest women in the world say the most fucked up things. You know?
True.
Yeah.
Because they're from a different time.
Yeah, but Pete, it's not just the queen.
It's the
Prince
whole-
William and Prince Charles, they're both just as bad. And Prince William's fucking
He's super.
Dude,
That guy. If that guy's got no excuses,
he's a few years older than me.
that'd be great for getting rid of the monarchy, though.
Yeah.
If that's the truth. If even the young guys like that, then who?
Because he
needs
was
it?
more or less alluding to the point. Harry was alluding to the point where my brother's a fucking dick, and Dad, I haven't talked to him in a
Half-brother.
fucking year.
Oh yeah,
Half brother.
yeah. You ever see Princess Diana's bodyguard? That
Yeah.
red guy.
The red
Red-haired guy?
red hair guy, yeah, it's
Looks just like him.
just like him.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Doesn't
Well,
look
there's
like
no-
Charles.
but Dipshit looks just like Charles, like
Yeah.
the oldest
Yeah.
guy does.
Yeah.
So you know he's the real.
Yeah, but
Charles
there's no gingers in the lineage of Charles. Yeah,
Yeah. I think it's.
I mean,
I think it's
the
good.
English are pretty hard on gingers to begin with.
Yeah, they're bad.
so it was like it was going to happen whether we liked it or not, kind of.
They
Thing.
go. I think they're.
A couple G's, an I, an N, an E, and an R. They just
Ginger.
rearrange them, and they just hate whatever those words make.
Yeah. Old Gengi.
Was that Tim Minchin song? Only
Yeah,
a
Tim Minchin, yeah.
Only a ginger can call another ginger.
Yeah, that guy's good, man.
He's really good.
I saw his concert. He was at like Royal Albert Hall, full goddamn orchestra,
Yep.
full orchestra, and like unbelievable. Like that like the scale of it, eh? Like you talk about what we did at the church. I think that's like on steroids, right?
Yeah.
What time is it? Oh, holy!
Yeah,
Are you
heavy,
kidding
heavy,
me?
Heavy.
Oh shit! We did go a bit long. I'm sorry.
Started a little late.
Yeah. We're gonna wrap it up. We'll wrap her up. That's it. We want to do one. We'll do one. Anything in particular from your trip that stood out as being the most memorable? Do you have anything?
Oh, yes. Okay, so what day? Today's the 11th. Okay, so this weekend, last year,
Yeah.
okay, Jeff and I were doing the Pechanga Casino and Resort in Temecula, California. The week before, Jeff had recorded Dry Bar. Do you know Dry Bar? They're a clean comedy thing. Like they're the biggest. They have 100 million subscribers,
Okay. Yeah.
over 1 billion views. He recorded a Dry Bar special, which is coming out in April. So look for that. It'll be on
cool.
YouTube and everything like that. But also, so that was in. He recorded that the week before. We were in Vegas, and then the week after we were at this resort in Temecula, California, called the Pechanga Casino and Resort. We're doing a show Wednesday, Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday. Supposed to do one Sunday. Saturday is when the governor gave the shutdown order. Like nobody's on the streets. Everybody go home. That sort of thing. So we watched a casino clear out, and we went to the club owner. in the casino. We were like, hey man, so we just heard the news. We just watched the zombie apocalypse happen in your casino. Watched everybody leave. We're not doing the show tonight, right? And the guy's like, do you guys want to fucking get paid?
Mhm.
And Jeff and I look at each other. We're like, yes, please. That'd be great. And he's like, well, get up there. Like the bar's closed.
To an audience of nobody.
Nobody's in the casino.
0 people.
Nobody's there.
and you
Nobody's allowed to be there. It is illegal to be there. And he's like, get up there. They made me do 20. Jeff has a video on his phone. They made me do 25 minutes of my half-hour set before they called it.
Oh, really?
Jeff's got a video on his phone being like, Tige Wright crushing it in California. And then he takes a step back and the front row's empty. Takes another step back, second row, empty. And then he turns around and you can see the bartender waving like, bye, see you guys. And she's leaving because she just clocked
Did
out.
Jeff
There's
have to
no
perform too?
No, I wanted Jeff's a crowd work comedian. And I was like, I'll do this half hour, but you got to make him do at least a half hour.
So you had the ultimate fuck you towards you then. You had
I had to
play to nobody.
I did 25 minminutes to, like, it might as well have been chairs on tables. Like, they didn't even turn the lights on.
So did you test out new shit or just
No, I didn't. I figured if he was being like that, if they were like, "You've got to do the show," I wasn't going to go up there and be like, "Whoa!" I was no, I'll do my set, and I went up and I just started doing my set as if people were there, because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're pissed off because of this whole thing. I don't want to push it.
You're
'cause I don't
thinking of your
wanna-
future too, like, hey, maybe.
Yeah, because we were booked through an agency, and also I don't want to screw up Jeff's paycheck because I'm getting paid as a feature. He's getting paid as a headliner.
Yeah.
Right, so I don't want to screw up his paycheck by,
Yeah.
So I just did the set, but that was really crazy. And then when you get back to LA, like LA's traffic is way worse. It's as bad as everybody says. I didn't think it was. I was like, I've been to Toronto. It's like it's not. It's worse. But nothing. We lived between Sunset and Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Okay, and we walked to a cafe every day to get like a coffee, and all of those streets. Like you could have. I wish I was a photographer because I could have taken a really cool picture. I wanted to put a couch on the freeway because there was nobody anywhere. That was the creepiest. But yeah, the performing to an empty casino comedy club for 25 minutes. That was the last time I performed comedy until September when we were allowed to start doing a few shows again.
I bet you that was a weird conversation after, eh? So how do you think I did?
Yeah. Jeff was just like, I can't believe. He's like, you did great. He's like, I can't believe they made us do that.
Because that'd be tough. Probably. Like, there's no such thing as that, is there? Like,
well, no, because I mean, there's that when you're doing open mics. You go to an open mic. How many shows have you done where there's just comedians in the audience?
Yeah.
You've done that.
Terrible.
Yeah, but this is literally nobody there. It's not like the manager was watching or the owner or whoever it was.
Did you have to
watching.
turn on the fucking mic too?
The guy, he did. I was like, well, then give me an intro. He was like, just get up there and do your show. I was like, no, put the music on. I want the lights and everything. So they did like the whole "Good evening, welcome to the Pachanga Comedy Club," like, and that whole thing. And then I went up, it was, hey, everybody, how's it going? And then no one's there. But I made them do the lights and everything.
That's cool.
Yeah, but you kind of need that, right, to kind of pump yourself up.
Yeah, at least then I could be like, well, this is goofy, instead of just walking up there, nobody at all in the place, and be like,
this is a funeral.
so
Like, fuck.
I thought the temecula was the thing that hangs down at the back of your throat. Like, I can't. At least the music and stuff, it makes it fun.
Amps you up, yeah.
Actual human beings does make it real fun too.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you very much for coming in, Tige. It's great to have you back at the hall.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, man. I'm glad to be here.
Beaver
This
and
was a lot of
Kevin,
fun.
always a pleasure. You guys are always a treat. So we'll see you all next week. If you'd like to give us a piece of feedback. What? There we go.
Feedback.
You can do so at livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com or thedutchhall@gmail.com or Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. Give us a message and we'll talk about it on next week's show. And subscribe on YouTube. Until next week, we will see you, NT. See you next Thursday. Hit it, Kev. Shit, man. I lost like an hour there somehow. Or like not an hour, half an hour. But it's got to be closer to an hour and a half, that show.
Quarter after we started.
Yeah, with the Doug stuff. I mean, he lost over 100.
Yeah, man. And then gained a bunch of muscles. That's got way more to do, like,
Yeah, he's not going to
6 viewers
Oh,
the
really?
whole time. Kept looking.
Yeah.
5, 6.
I was checking that too.